Are you ready for some laughs and robot malfunctions? In today's episode of Animation Party, we're diving into the wild world of Ron's Gone Wrong. Meet Barney, a socially awkward schoolboy who's given the gift of a lifetime, a robot named Ron, designed to be his best friend. But things take a hilarious turn when Ron starts to malfunction, sending Barney on a wild adventure to save his new friend. So grab some popcorn and get ready for a movie recap like no other, because Animation Party is about to bring Ron's Gone Wrong to life. The film begins at the Bubble Corporation, where CEO Mark Waddell introduces his newest invention, the BBOT, a revolutionary robot programmed to become a child's best friend by learning all of their interests from social media data. The BBOT's algorithm can also connect its owners with other kids to make friends based on personal interests. Following a successful demonstration, the BBOT is immediately distributed to children all over the world. Barney Podowski, a lonely middle schooler with no friends and the only kid without a BBOT, lives in the town of Nunn. He is raised by his father Graham and grandmother Donka. Kids he used to be friends with attend his school, including Savannah Mead's prankster Rich Belcher, gamer Noah, and science enthusiast Eva. It's Barney's birthday, and he's made many invitations for his party, but he knows kids will be hesitant to come because the last time he had kids at a birthday party, the animals that Donkey keeps caused a commotion and a fire, sending the kids running. Because he is lonely at school, the teacher places him on the buddy bench and informs him that Barney enjoys collecting rocks, which Rich exploits for his stupid internet videos. When Barney returns home, he finds Graham trying to sell his novelty items and Donka preparing a traditional family feast. He informs them that due to the previous incident, he will not be having any children attend his birthday party. The doorbell rings, and he thinks it's a BBOT being delivered to him, but it's just Rich and his thugs pulling a prank on him with a large rock wrapped up to look like a BBOT. Graham realizes how lonely Barney is and attempts to visit the Bubble headquarters to obtain a BBOT, but employee Bray informs them that there is a 3-month wait for a BBOT. Graham then notices a truck with a BBOT that fell out of the truck on his way to school, which was Barney's fault, and sees an opportunity. When Barney wakes up, he discovers the BBOT next to his bed. He is ecstatic, but when he tries to use it, it malfunctions. Barney is having difficulty connecting with him, so he decides to leave it at home for the time being and asks it to do everything it can to learn everything about him so that they can become friends when he returns home. Later, Barney discovers that the BBOT has destroyed his room and is now singing and dancing to an old country folk song in the kitchen with Donka. He has had enough and decides to return the bot to Bubble. Barney starts taking the BBOT to the store, but they end up across a playground where Rich and his friends are hanging out, trying to film things with their BBOTs. Barney's BBOT eventually rolls toward them and begins singing the silly song he learned at home. Barney requests that Rich return the bot, but Rich simply taunts Barney until the BBOT responds by hitting Rich. When Rich fights back, the bot becomes more aggressive and begins chasing the guys around, causing them to become entangled in the playground fixtures. Barney changes his mind about keeping the bot and begins to refer to him as Ron based on the serial number on his back. After Rich reports them, they are apprehended by a police officer. Graham and Donkey go to Bubble to report the defective Ron, despite Barney's assurances that there is nothing wrong with him. Bree orders Ron to be sent to the Crusher after noticing that Ron's safety features aren't activated, causing him to hit people. Barney sneaks into the room with the Crusher and frees Ron, and they go on a wild chase through Bubble, ending up in a children's playroom with BBOTs with animal skins. Barney deactivates one and surrenders it as if it were Ron, and it's sent to the Crusher while Barney escapes. Mark and Bubbles' Keolo Andrew Morris meet with shareholders to discuss how well the BBOT is selling while Ron is hidden away. They become aware of Ron's antics with Andrew far too soon. Fearing that Ron's exposure will harm the company's reputation, Barney begins to teach Ron more about himself so that he can learn more and become Barney's best friend. They spend time at home playing and messing around, and Barney even confides in Ron about his loneliness. Ron falls while sitting on a hill and ends up in Savannah's pool with Barney. Soon after, Savannah's BBOT captures Barney and Ron falling into the pool and making a fool of themselves, but Barney asks Savannah not to tell anyone about Ron. Barney brings Ron home, where he serves as a nightlight because he knows Barney dislikes the dark. and looks up a chart that Barney made up to continue learning. The next day, Ron goes all over town looking for strangers who might be Barney's friends. He even distributes flyers inviting people to become his friends. A biker, a homeless man, and a baby. In the midst of the chaos, Rich and his friends contact Ron and discover that his safety features have not been uploaded. They use their Baybots to replicate Ron's code, causing their B-Bots to go haywire and replicate the code to all of the other kids' B-Bots. This causes even more chaos as the bots begin to fuse together, while Savannah records the scene, which everyone at Bubble witnesses. Rich attempts to control the massive bot mecha, which grabs Savannah and swallows her before pooping her out. This is also documented. Savannah is renamed Poop Girl. Andrew instructs the text to apply a patch that disables the bots and restores them to normal operation. Barney is sent home and becomes enraged at Ron for causing all of this trouble, even ordering Ron to leave, which Ron does. Meanwhile, Andrew attempts a public relations cleanup of the incident, shifting blame to Ron and attempting to conceal any footage of the incident. Mark has no choice but to relinquish control to Andrew. Barney returns home to discover Bry and other Bubble cronies searching for him and Ron. He retires to the shed, where he discovers Ron hidden. After apologizing to Ron, Barney packs him up and flees to the woods as the Bubble van pursues them. On his way, he passes Savannah's yard and finds her sobbing because she is now known as Poop Girl and her reputation has been ruined. He asks her not to say anything else, and when the Bubble goons come by, Savannah simply sends them away. Barney and Ron continue to run into the woods. The two spend the day playing outside before retiring to a large stand at night. Barney tells Ron that he was close friends with Savannah and Rich until they became obsessed with fame in order to track them down. Andrew has hacked every kid in town's B-Bot to use his P-cams to try to catch sight of Barney and Ron. This causes other kids, such as Rich's friends, to turn on each other when they discover what they truly think of one another, and everyone has turned on Savannah. Graham and Donka pay her a visit in search of Barney, but she tells them she has no idea where they are. Savannah approaches Rich at school because she knows he created a Poop Girl remix video that went viral worldwide. She tells him, however, that it is their fault that Barney and Ron are on the run and lost in the woods. The weather in the woods becomes colder, and there is little to keep Barney and Ron warm. Aside from Barney's underpants, Ron's battery is also running low. They flee and hide when they come across a reprogrammed B-Bot sent to skin the area and find them. While Andrew performs CBOT on Barney and Ron on a monitor, he covers them up and pretends that nothing was discovered. Because of the heat and his asthma, Barney becomes weaker. So in the morning, Ron uses what little battery power he has left to transport Barney to the outskirts of the school. Savannah, Graham, Noah, and Rich, and Danka all find them, but Bubble does as well. Barney is taken to the hospital, while Ron is returned to the office. Savannah tells the other kids at the hospital about how close they all used to be before they became obsessed with popularity. She and Eva, in particular, were close friends. Barney awakens to find Mark bringing him Ron, who has been fixed and is acting like a race regular BBOT, which Barney dislikes. Mark claims he can re-upload Ron's memory from the cloud, but then discovers that Andrew persuaded the shareholders to fire Mark and replace him as CEO of Bubble. Mark is joined by the Pudoskis in their decision to break into Bubble. While Graham and Donkey try to create a distraction, Andrew is giving a gaudy presentation to an audience. Graham connects his faulty laptop to the building's system, causing a blackout. Andrew quickly discovers that Barney is in the building looking for Ron. Barney makes it to the server room with Mark's assistance, but it is enormous, and he has no idea how to find Ron. When things get dark, he notices the glowing light that Ron creates for Barney and locates his program. He re-uploads Ron to the BBOT body, but then he sees the surveillance footage of Savannah, Rich, Noah, and Ava, who are all as lonely as Barney. He comes up with the idea of uploading Ron's programming to their bots because, as Mark notices, Ron's code lacks the algorithm that the regular bots have, but he is programmed to learn manually rather than having all of Barney's personal information uploaded to him. Meanwhile, Andrew confronts Graham, discussing his plan to exploit children through bots and expressing hatred for children in general. Barney and Ron say their goodbyes because Ron realizes that Barney can now have real friends while still assisting them by uploading Ron's code. When it's finished, Barney departs with Graham and Donkey. Andrew resumes his presentation, but Mark uses his gadget to show Andrew a video he recorded about his plan and hatred for children. Andrew is forced to hand over his position to Mark, who promises to do a better job with the B-bots. 3 months later, all of the other kids at school have faulty B-bots like Ron, but it's made them more fun, and the kids like them. During recess, Savannah, Richard, Noah, and Ava join Barney, and they share Danka's chicken legs. We then pan up to a bubble tower overlooking the school, which lights up to reveal Ron's happy face. Thanks for watching the latest episode of Animation Party. I hope you enjoyed my recap of Ron's Gone Wrong. From Barney's excitement to Ron's hilarious malfunctions, this movie definitely had its share of laughs and excitement. Don't forget to give this video a like and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought of the movie. Until next time, keep your animations wild and wacky. Bye!